Good morning, everybody. Today is July 10th, 2013. This is yet another test recording. This one is off of our sound server computer, and it has better resources than the one that we recorded on yesterday, so hopefully there isn't any stuttering in the audio, even though this software appears to be using an awful lot of resources on the computer. It appears to be recording A-OK. Our first story today is an Egyptian sphincter has been found in Israel. Now, let me ask you a question. Can you imagine walking across the desert for 40 years with Moses, carrying some damn Sphinx with you? Or how about a statue of some dead Egyptian guy? Me either. So how the heck do these things happen? That's a big question. Here in the United States, we have many different artifacts. OOParts is what they call them, that nobody has any idea how they got there. They are all extremely old. So the question is how the heck did these things get to Israel? That's the question that is confounding the so-called experts. Once again, something is amiss with our world history that will have all of these so-called experts pulling something out of their collective asses to cover up the fact that history is not what they claim it is. Part of an ancient Egyptian king's unique Sphinx was unveiled at a dig in northern Israel on Tuesday, with researchers struggling to understand just how the hell the unexpected find ended up there. The broken granite statue included the paws and some of the mythical creature's forearms, displayed at Tel Hazor archaeological site in Israel's Galilee, is the first such find in the region, which would mean, logically, that if this is the first such find in that region, then there have been other finds in other regions. Very interesting research subject. Its discovery also marks the first time ever that researchers have found a statue dedicated to an Egyptian ruler, Mycerinus, who ruled circa 2500 BC and was a builder of one of the three Giza pyramids, an expert said. Tel Hazor, which Eman Ben Tor, that's the archaeologist, calls the most important archaeological site in this country. And that comes to us from France 24, France24.com, France24.com. And here is the entire article on their site. Let's see, it's the only Sphinx of this particular king that they've ever found. They found Mycerinus's name carved in hieroglyphics between the forearms. There are symbols reading, "Beloved by the divine souls of Heliopolis." This is the temple in which the Sphinx was originally placed, Bentor said of Heliopolis. I guess that's how you pronounce it. An ancient city which lies north of today's Cairo. So that is a very interesting story, and as always, the show notes will be at ussamichigan.com. Our next story comes to us from the RSOE Emergency Database website. Now, if you have never been there, you're in for a treat, because here it is. This website keeps track of all the different disasters and things around the world. You can see over here in China all of these bird flu outbreaks that you're not hearing a darn thing about. We have flash flooding. We have a flood there. We have a flood there. All across the world, this thing gives you different monitors. The little circles there that are animated, those are earthquakes that have just occurred. And these little ones here with the red dot, those are heat wave alerts. Here in the United States, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 heat wave alerts. We have flash floods here, a flash flood here, flash floods just about everywhere. We have wildfires up here. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because there is a very large number of not earthquakes, but volcanoes going off. In fact, let's go over here to their search page and wait for that to pop up. And we will go ahead and do our search from, let's say, May 1st to today. And we will go with volcano activity. All countries, and let it do its search. And you can see on the screen, these are all of the volcanoes that are erupting. And you can see that the United States has 1 right here, State of Alaska, 2, State of Alaska, 3, State of Alaska, and 4, State of Alaska. 1, 2, 3, 4 volcanoes that are having activity. And of course you have the usual ones in the Philippines, Vanuatu, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Indonesia, Ecuador, countries like that. The RSOE website is extremely interesting. It will give you everything all the way down to traffic accidents, believe it or not. So it is a very good resource. If you've never seen it before, you can actually see the tropical storms that they have up there, earthquakes, biological hazards. Let's check this one out here. This one's green. A biological hazard. Let's look at the details. It's a biological hazard in Uganda, and there's not a lot of information on that. That's what you'll find a lot of times on the alerts, is that there isn't a lot of information entered. There's just the fact that there is, in fact, some type of an emergency. Let's go back over here. Now, this is related to that. Remember those flash floods I was pointing out. And related to the RSOE website, which is a great resource. Remember that the reports that we've been getting from the so-called WebBot reports, or the Alta reports, from Cliff High, says that there will be a global coastal event. The global coastal, and we've been hearing about this since I think 2004, 2005. We've been hearing about it for a long time. Global coastal event's going to be happening right about now, and it is happening. All of these flash floods and other flooding events are all related to the global coastal event. Coastal, I believe, means water. Also, in the Alta reports, they were getting an awful lot of hits on something called rivers of water in the sky. And that causes things like this. Epic rainfall devastates Toronto. More than a month's worth of rain falls in 2 hours. Nothing like we've ever seen. It's official. The epic rainfall in Toronto on Monday afternoon that drenched highways, had cars bobbing up and down in the rainwater, and overwhelmed 911 was an extreme weather event. We are getting more and more of these. There are at least 2 in Canada that I know of, and also some in Indonesia and other parts of the world. It's time to start paying attention. And the spokesman, a person by the name of Phillips, says that we are not finished yet. There is another line of thunderstorms coming our way up there in Toronto. So that is very, very disturbing news. And that comes to us from extinctionprotocol.com. extinctionprotocol.com. Last story for the morning, as we continue to test the software and doing basically an audio version of the show without having a camera running, because I will be starting a new show on a new network out of Europe on the first Wednesday in August. Apparently, these idiots didn't get the idea that the book 1984 was a work of fiction and not an instructional manual. This entire exercise in Marxist communism, socialism, and making it up as you go along like the script writers in Lost, this exercise in futility is getting very, very disturbing. It's obvious that Obama has no clue whatsoever what he's doing, and that became obvious to me anyways by 2009, early part of 2009. Hell, even before that. Who am I kidding? Even before that. The guy's totally unqualified to be a president of the United States. And I believe that it's the former 1960s radical communists that were protesting the Vietnam War and doing sit-ins and bombing the Pentagon and everything else that are making these absurd, illegal, and unconstitutional decisions. Here is what is going on now. An initiative aimed at rooting out future leakers and other security violators, President Barack Obama has ordered federal employees to report suspicious actions of their colleagues. This comes to us from McClatchy.com. That's McClatchy.com. The link's at the show notes. You'll just have to go there. The linchpin for Obama's plan to predict future leakers is unproven and isn't likely to work, experts say. And you can see my note right here. Apparently the thought, we need secrecy to finish converting the country into the USSA is the point of this entire exercise. In other words, keeping people from telling the public, the general public, the people that they work for, what's going on. Obviously, picking up journalists that these leakers leak to can't be done. It would be too obvious. Imagine what would happen if people just started having mystery car crashes. Reporters having mystery car crashes. Where have we heard that before? Or were just simply snatched off the street. It's not quite happening yet, but it could at any time, depending on how desperate this guy gets. Let me close that note there. There we go. An initiative aimed at rooting out future leakers and other security violators, President Barack Obama has ordered federal employees to report suspicious actions of their colleagues based on behavioral profiling techniques that are not proven to work. Obama mandated the program in an October 2011 executive order after Army PFC Bradley Manning downloaded hundreds of thousands of documents from a classified computer network and gave them to WikiLeaks. The order covers virtually every federal department and agency, including the Peace Corps, Department of Education, and others not involved in national security, which is, as I said, extremely disturbing to me. And it probably should be disturbing to you, too. So, that's about it for this morning's update. And there's your special Easter egg on the screen for those of you that have actually stayed around watching. And until next time, possibly tonight, this is Bill Zam. Have a good day.